are going to make it right.
If you became a millionaire, would you keep working?
The commander is here.
What's going on right now is California's trying to figure out.
Don't eat. Something that pop your butt.
Yeah. Oh, I can.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all of the interwebs. I meant to ride in on a scooter, and I forgot. Ben will be joining in minutes, in person, on stage, live, on the camera. He's finishing up a phone call, so got DZ up here. I was going to juggle, but we didn't have any silk or any like little small balls, so no comment there. Anyways, how are you doing today, Tim?
I am doing fantastic. How about this RFK stuff, man?
Oh, yeah, the RFK Bitcoin stuff, we're probably definitely going to cover out on ATB. I am a fan of him on the left. I'm a fan of Vivek on the right. So, yeah, RFK saying this is going to be, we're going to have dollars that are, again, backed. How do you think that's going to work?
That's something we're going to wrestle with, I think, here a little bit, especially when Ben gets here. I don't see that happening quickly without a lot of pain. As much as I want to see it.
DZ, give us some XRP facts. So I looked into Nostra Vostro, looked into that big nothing burger there, folks. Big nothing burger. People will look at a bank and say, oh, yeah, they did $48 billion in remittance payments last year. And then they'll think like, oh, yeah, they got to have 48 billion here and they got to have 48 billion there. Well, then you do some deep diving and you say, oh, well, they didn't move a transaction larger than $27 million. So then they only needed 27 million where people have a narrative that they needed 48 billion because they'll look at an annual amount of remittances total. So yeah, I did looked into it quite heavily. I'm more convicted with my feelings here. I have more conviction now after doing a lot of research there. So if you like XRP, you have this narrative that's going to go to $500. You know, maybe look into that stuff, and you know, maybe you learn a little something there. RFK, looking to be the new president. Trump better get with crypto. So publicly, he said, I think Bitcoin is bad for the dollar strength. But then he releases an NFT project, and his wife has released 2 NFT projects. It feels like we're getting mixed messages from the Trump camp on crypto in general. What would you say about that?
Well, has he said anything within the last 6-7 months? That would be something I'm curious about. Because everything that when people say Trump hates Bitcoin, they're referencing quotes from well over a year ago. Yeah. So what I want to know, and again, if he hasn't said anything, you got to kind of stick with what we have. He needs to update his opinion. But I mean, his son, obviously, Ben did that interview with his son. His son sounds very at least open to the concept of using Bitcoin and being
Which one, the shorter, dark-haired one, or the taller, goofier, blonde one that looks like a mosquito? Don Jr.?
Don Jr.
The more capable one, right? At least that's the vibe I get. I don't know. I used to watch
which one looks like a mosquito?
I used to watch Apprentice all the time. I used to watch Celebrity Apprentice all the time. I used to have a DVR. I recorded that show and used to watch all the first seasons. I think I quit watching after maybe season 4 or 5 because, you know, the celebrities kind of spiced it up a bit. Then it got a little stale. Yeah, his sons, I mean, they actually weren't as capable as his daughter, in my opinion. When you saw them in the boardroom, you saw them, you know, executing. When you saw them just communicating sentences, I think the daughter kind of took the cake there. What are your honest thoughts on FTM, please? We currently have a problem with multi-chain and total value locked. Well, if you have a problem with total value lock, that is not a good sign because that is essentially a network effect when you're looking at total value lock. So it's like everybody's parking their money there. Well, that's where I want to park my money there. Nobody's parking their money there. Well, I don't want to park their money there. So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. That being said, I don't know too much about the ecosystem as a whole. So opinions of Cody. Cody is the protocol that is behind the ZED stablecoin, DJED. ZED is currently trading above $1. If I had to guess right now, it's probably $1.10. Cody, you can buy and sell on Coinbase. Cody was suppressed by the SEC enforcement actions. They are one of the coins listed by the SEC against Coinbase. So, hey, you were selling unregistered securities. Cody was one of those coins. Well, when the XRP ruling came, Cody got a very nice bump. I think if a negative ruling with Coinbase, yeah, Cody's going to get suppressed. It's going to get suppressed hard. But a positive ruling, it's going to look really good. And stable coins are supposed to be pretty stable. It's stable in the other direction. It's worth more than $1. They need, I think, 400% collateralization to mint ZED tokens. So I'm personally bullish on the ecosystem. I'm actually staking ZED with MinSwap and my Cardano. I've got some of my Cardano deployed in DeFi. So me personally, I am bullish on the company. But that being said, SEC can come in and slice their market cap in half just in a matter of minutes. So just be careful with Cody. It is a high risk play there. The day XRP won, SBF and I met at the Sheraton Universal Studios. I super chat this in the morning stream yesterday. Ben said he and his family went to. Did Ben meet SBF secretly? Wow. Conspiracy. Not to my knowledge. I feel like Ben would have been saying internally. I'd go ahead and spill the beans. He hasn't said anything internally, so I definitely think he'd be like, I met him. Guys, do you think Ben would have kept that secret? I don't think he'd be able to. What do you think, Tim?
No, I think Ben would be all over talking about a conversation he would have.
$700 portfolio, 25% ADA, basically 25% XRP and 25% ETH. And then the rest is Matic, Quant, Ben, Algo, ICP, HBAR, AGIX. Is that a good spread? I do like it. What do you feel about the lack of Bitcoin in there, Tim?
Yeah, that
Maybe
was my when I saw the super chat, my first thought was I'm not saying that you have to have a portfolio that's like 50% Bitcoin, but Ben talked about this yesterday. I think it's just a solid strategy to try to get at least one Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That's get there. And then after that, then you start really diving deeper into some of the other altcoins.
Here's what I would do just to make the number nice and even. You have 25% ADA, 23% XRP, 22. You take off the 5%, the 3%, the 2%, and then you put all those three alts at 20%. That frees up 10%. Put that 10% into Bitcoin. Boom. Then you get the DZ double thumbs up there. But will RFK win? No. I don't think the DNC is going to make it easy for him. I think we might have something similar to what happened to Andrew Yang, where all of a sudden Andrew Yang, looking really good. Some of these other people, Bernie Sanders, looking really good. Then all of a sudden, some closed door talks are had. South Carolina happens, and then we say, no, that guy's going to be our presumptive nominee. That being, I want him. I want there to be a fight. I've seen two pretty alarming clips yesterday in the past day of our current commander in chief, and I think a debate would be healthy. I do understand the incumbent's position. I don't want a debate. My last 4 years is my debate. Well, I think, cognitive decline is a thing, and maybe, we should have an honest conversation about it. But that being said, hey, I don't know. Let's not get too political here. We'll leave that to Ben. We'll leave that to
Have
Ben.
you heard the most recent RFK FUD out there? If you Google
there's the anti-Semitism thing, which he kind of seemed to got in front of and handled pretty definitely.
Nope, that's not the hottest new FUD.
The hottest new FUD, even newer FUD. What is the new FUD?
By definition, it is hot FUD because it's about RFK farting at a journalist.
I have not heard the fart at a journalist, but have you seen how jacked he is? Do you think RFK is on a high protein diet?
Absolutely, he's on a high protein diet.
Well, he's got the protein farts, folks. He has the protein farts.
It's true.
So that's all that is. I wouldn't take any offense to that. Why is XRP special? I know it's not. I know it's hard. It took me 2 weeks on YouTube listening to BitBoy and Brad Garlinghouse. Why is XRP special? Well, it has first mover advantage. It has a favorable ruling by the SEC, and you know what? It has a large community, and that right there can propel it to the next level there. FUD is mud. I like that. Gary likes a mass debate. Well, he likes. Can't believe I just said that out loud. Wow, you got me there. Brian Maybor.
Wins.
So congrats, everybody. Give a round of applause to Brian there. You got DZ.
Brian wins.
All right. It only takes a SEC to smash. It only takes a SEC. I'm so used to SEC. I saw it in all caps. I thought he was talking about SEC. FARTK. Okay, that's good. That's good. RFK benches more than Tim.
Yeah,
rebuttal.
I saw that. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen, because the video that he was benching, he was doing incline bench, which is not flat bench, which is obviously harder. But he was also clearly on a late set because he was only working like 160 pounds.
It's the end of a
and
drop
he made it
set,
look somewhat hard. But yeah, if he had just done like 10 sets and that was a drop set, I would understand why that hard.
Real quickly, 10 seconds. What's a drop set? Those who don't know.
Drop set would be like lifting a heavy weight. Like let's say you do 225 for 10 reps, immediately rip it off down to like 185 and try to get as many more reps as possible.
Yep.
You'll probably get more reps at 225. You probably won't get 10 reps at 185.
Yeah, we used to do this in high school. We would slap about 5 to 7, or depending on how strong you are, 10-pound weights on there.
Yeah.
And then lift until you can't anymore. Remove 10 pounds.
Yeah, we would
remove 10 pounds.
We would go all the way down to where someone would just lay their hands on your hands and you try to push it up. And then we'd get up. We could not even get our hands above our shoulders. We'd do those
imagine Democrats turning on a Kennedy. What about Lyndon Johnson? Hey, whoa, conspiracy. Don't say that out loud. That being said, I think it was... I don't know. Hey, look, it happens on both sides. Look at the Bush and the Hinckleys. Huh? You know what I'm talking about, Drew. Drew knows what I'm talking about when I bring up the Hinckleys there. So, hey, it happens everywhere, guys. It happens everywhere. ARB or Algo? That is a pretty good question. We have two different We have similar coins, two different narratives. One's an older coin, more of a scrappy upstart. Arbitrum is more of the chosen contender. It's coming out into the boxing arena. Already has the gold robes, already has lights, already has music, already has, the rapper walking behind him in the boxer. But Algo's the scrappy underdog.
Yeah.
Algo is Rocky in this scenario. And Rocky can take a punch. I don't know, and Sylvester Stallone still on steroids. So, he's still got juice, folks. So that being said, I don't know. I wouldn't bet against either. But I think Algo's community is better than Arb's community. I think Arb's VC ecosystem is better than Algo's.
I wonder what
ecosystem.
AJ thinks. AJ, are you back there?
AJ, Arb or Algo?
Arb or Algo?
We
He
heard
just laughed.
laughter. I don't know if you hear the
laughed.
laughter.
That's not an answer. His answer is laughter.
He gave a ha. So whatever, he ha.
Well,
whatever that means.
I think you could probably type out a laugh with arb, and it sounds better like a laugh than algo. So maybe he's saying arb.
All right. JC says, BitBoy, hurry. DZ's playing with matches again. I actually did try to start fires in fifth grade at the local playground. And I remember the local playground had nothing but wood chips to soften the falls as we fell off the old school mid-90s equipment. Okay, we're not talking about this soft stuff. We're talking about that hard stuff. So, we didn't play on black or asphalt or blacktop there. We played on wood chips. I remember like shredding wood chips and trying to start a fire like underneath the slide. And some probably 22-year-old, but seemingly like this just very scary adult was like, "What are you doing?" I panicked and I never did it again. So didn't get the fire starter bug there. I wasn't a pyro maniac.
Yeah.
All right. Ben Ho. All right. Let's see. Answer only in rap form. Not going to do it because that's a little too cringe. Maybe on Fridays. We can only do that on Fridays again. All right. I'll take Arb and OP, but Algo got some big companies eyeing them as well. Yep. But Arb also has big companies eyeing them as well. Banking system doesn't use XRP. What real world usage will move the price of XRP? If the banking system doesn't use it, it doesn't mean that we still won't see individuals use it for remittance payments. I think that's still a narrative that could take it pretty far. People don't like sending money to Mexico, sending $100, and then Western Union or fill in the blank takes $20 of that 100. It's not a great feeling, but imagine you could just do it with a slight XRP fee. That's a little bit more advantageous there. Who is the guy under the table? Or is that where they just put his no one under the table? No one under the table. Let's see how many likes we can get before Ben arrives. That is a great question. Where are we on likes?
We're currently sitting at 368 likes, and I hear the laughter of old Ben.
We hear Ben lurking in the shadows, folks. He's in the rafters. He's propelling down. You've seen that scene in Mission Impossible. He is coming down from the AC vent right now. What was he doing up there? I don't know. We're not going to say anything. Do you feel old AF today, DZ? I feel zero change. That is just signifying. Someone said something to me about my birthday in front of Kat. And then I said something like just dark and morbid. She's like, just what are you doing? What are you doing? It's like, yeah, what is a birthday? I guess it's just a marker, a talisman as we get closer to death. And I said it, semi-seriously. No, I'm honestly just thinking out loud here. She just, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Am I the only one who thinks like that? I don't know.
It's
we hear him. You might hear him in the background. He's maybe crossing his arms. Maybe he's looking at me right now. Maybe he's pointing his finger at me. Maybe he's doing this. Maybe he's doing this. We don't know what Ben's doing, but guys, he's going to be here any second. Don't you worry. How do you feel about AIRI? Never heard of it ever, so I have zero feelings. Doesn't move the needle. Doesn't move the needle. Speaking of not moving the needle, Hit Network was nice enough to get me a gift card for this place. What is it called? Something like Basket and Weave or something like that.
No idea.
Am I old because I get excited about house stuff now? Is that the official sign? Ooh, we have a shirtless Ben, folks. Yeah. Guys,
are we gonna get?
We're not on Patreon. We're not on Patreon. This isn't on locals.
I'm the Alex Jones of crypto, they say.
All right. Well,
awesome.
No further ado. We're gonna go ahead and pass it to the man, the myth, the legend himself.
Hey.
Ben Armstrong, everybody.
Gary Gensler. That's right. What does it say? Gary Gensler. Can you go get the, she's bringing it. Can you go get the name of the guy who gave me the shirt? Allison knows where it is. You gonna zoom in on my shirt here?
Well, I mean, yeah, you know.
There we go. There he is. Gary Gensler.
Hates America.
Hates America. Gary Gensler hates America. And my lizard, Gary, hates me, actually.
It's true.
What a coincidence. I tell you what, that guy, Gary, the lizard, I don't know what to do. He really doesn't like me. I think he likes Allison and Morel.
Yeah.
They take care of him. I just pet him. I'm just there for fun. So, yeah, That's right. OnlyFans, guys. We're going to do it. Guys, so you may be wondering to yourself, I need a tan immediately.
What?
Yeah, it's hard. This shirt does go hard. Do I really need a tan? Am I that pale?
I mean,
I don't think I'm that pale. I'm going to Bahamas, St. Martin, and St. Thomas maybe next week. It's all the Saints. Going to all the Saints tomorrow.
Nick, Silly the brand on Etsy.
This is from Nick. The name of his brand is Silly. No, it's not a stupid name like Gary. No offense, Gary's. It's literally the name of his company, Silly the brand. So, guys, when's the bulk? Well, I've been gone for a couple weeks. Our gym was not great yesterday. But you know, the thing is that I just, you may be wondering, BitBoy, because people call me that. Everyone refers to me as BitBoy. My name is Ben, but I'm no dummy. I know what you guys call me. You may be saying, BitBoy, why were you late today? Why were you not here? Well, first of all, I did tell them to hold the stream back, but they missed the message.
yeah, that's on me. I
They missed the
literally
message.
didn't see the
Not a big
message until
deal.
after I hit start live.
Yeah,
Like,
not a big deal. You may be wondering what I was doing. Was I late to work? Was I don't know, cage fighting someone like Gary Gensler with no hair? Thank you. Was I out fighting, crypto crime? No. I just got a phone with the DMCC from Dubai, and I can tell you, after this conversation, 100%, we are definitely moving the crypto business over there. No question about it. Do you know there was a guy I met out in Dubai when I was there last time who was trying to get me, I kid you not, to pay him $100,000 to broker me moving over there. Do you know how much it costs to move over there? Your business? You know how much it costs to move your business over there?
No, how much?
Now, if you're an exchange or you're a regulated business, right? An exchange, a broker service, trying to think of what else that would include. Then you got to go with VARA, and it's a little more expensive, I believe. But with DMCC, if you're doing any crypto business, you have to do DMCC. You may additionally, if you're doing an exchange, for instance, or launching your own coin from scratch, then you would have to get the VARA as well. So you have to get DMCC no matter what. They're not competitors. You know how much it costs to move over there? $10,000.
Wow.
That's it. $10,000 to move your crypto business to a place that's tax-free. Now, I'm American, so I still got to pay personal taxes. I got to take taxes on the money that I take from the company is pay and stuff like that. But my gosh, $10,000, that's it. This guy was trying to charge me $100,000 just to get me a conversation with these people. You know who hooked me up? You know who hooked me up with no shakedown? Your guy Carl. Your guy Carl from the moon. He's the one that connected me personally. Martina guy's moving over there. Interesting. Well, guys, look, I can tell you for sure that I am going to be leaving still. I have, for the rest of this year, I've got a lot of stuff. I have, I'm doing the DSide conference, Decentralized Science Conference. This is in like 1 week. DSide, Dubai, and then Futurist in Toronto. That's in the middle of August. Family vacation next week. I got to do these family vacations because I've been neglecting my family, if I'm being really honest, or I was when I'm doing all the traveling. So they got 2 family vacations this month, so we're good. And we go to October. I'm going to Europe for a week, and then I'm going to Dubai for a week. Then in Singapore in September, which is like 9 days, but nothing else in September, I don't believe. And then I'm looking at going to Australia in November.
Ooh.
I want to go out there and meet the steak people.
Yeah.
Steak, our #1 sponsor. I want to go meet them while I'm out there. So I was supposed to do one in September, and the Australian crypto conference fell through there. They've offered me doing another one. No, Wayne Gretzky. I'm not changing my name to that. But the point is after that, next year, as we move into the bull run, we are certainly going to be slowing down travel next year for sure. So I think that, how does TJ feel about the move? Well, you'll have to ask him. He just found out about it on the show. Apparently. So, but everybody's not going to move over there. Tim, that's what we really got to start working on.
Yeah.
Is who is going to move there?
Yeah.
Because really what would be great is if we went ahead and moved some people over there and set up a studio.
Mhm.
And then when I go out there in October, I can just live stream from there. We're working on live streaming mobile. It's very difficult. It's not as easy as it looks. And then the other thing is, lost my train of thought. Oh, there is a co-working space that they provide you when you move. So if we moved over, let's say we move social media people over there for crypto or whatever. I'm just, throwing darts to the board here. They could work there. Like if you have to build a studio, they're actually moving to a new building and they have an area where you can lease or rent for a studio. It's not very expensive over there for office space for how much we would need. But we're definitely not moving all of the crypto, or excuse me, we're not moving all of our business over there. We still have the network here. Our editors don't really have to, maybe one or two or something like that. Need a jiu-jitsu coach willing to relocate.
Ben, what time is it in Dubai like right now? What's the time difference?
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can remember without. Right now, I believe it is. I think it's almost 8 p.m.
Okay, so
that would work.
Yeah, we would do. It's almost 8 p.m. So like, if we did that, would we do the live show at 7:30 p.m. over there, so that it stays 11:30 Eastern Standard Time?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we would for sure.
Oh, good night work.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. DL says if you burn Bitcoin and what we hold, we're not burning the coin. We're going to do V2 and we're going to reduce the supply. You're going to keep the same percentage that you have. If you have 0.05% of the supply after the V2, you'll still have 0.05% of the supply. It'll just be an overall smaller number. You guys remember when you were kids and you had fractions and you had to make the numerator, denominator, which one's on top?
Denominator
is the bottom, right?
This is like a third grade.
Yeah, I think you have the numerator on top and you got the denominator on the bottom. You know how you got you had to make it the same on both sides, right? Mm-hmm. So you had like 1/2, but then you had like 20/40, and you said, oh, well, 1/2 and 20/40 are the exact same thing. It's just how much you slice it up. That's what it is when you reduce the supply of a coin. First of all, the supply of 420.069 trillion is ridiculous for so many reasons. But just the guys, are we 7? Do we have to do 420.69 for everything because Elon Musk does it sometimes? Like, I think it's ridiculous. I have very lowbrow humor, and that's too much for me. So we were supposed to talk football today, boys. Well, maybe we'll talk football at the end. Patrick Mahomes, since he's been in the league, has never fallen short of the AFC Championship. He's only got 2 Super Bowls, though.
Yeah, we're definitely. It's too early to tell because we're still witnessing it, but we're watching greatness. The question
how many
is,
Super Bowls does he win?
Brady. He's won 2 at this point.
No, how many does he win?
Oh, what does he win? Before last year, before he lost, when he lost,
God, the loss against Tampa in the Super Bowl was unbelievable. I was at that game.
Yeah,
I could not.
What he was able to accomplish last year without Hill makes me think he has another at least 3 or 4 in him.
And they've got a rookie receiver that looks real good. Yeah, I can't remember where he played out. Small school, I think. But
I think another key factor is going to be how long does Andy Reid stay, and then who replaces Andy Reid?
Well, he's the second oldest coach in the NFL behind Bill Belichick, I believe.
Yeah, and he's kind of
no. Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll's, yeah. No, Andy Reid's hinted at he might not have that many years left, but what's really going to be important is who replaces him, who's studied under the tutelage.
He has 3 or 4 more years left, I believe. I don't think it's time to start talking about replacement for Andy Reid. I think he'd like to win 3 or 4 Super Bowls. He'd like to get up there relatively close to Belichick, probably. It had to feel good doing it over the Eagles. Sanford Mine Company asked me if I think the Falcons are going to win the division. Yes, I do believe Falcons will win the division this year. It's not because the Falcons are good. It's because
the division stinks.
The division's horrible. It's the Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
It's the Panthers with C.J. Stroud, which, watch out for him. I mean, he looked good against Georgia in the championship game or in the playoffs. So, I mean, that's an NFL defense almost. I mean, relatively speaking. The closest thing he's seen to one.
Derek Carr.
And he ripped it up. Derek Carr in New Orleans, my gosh, you got to be kidding me. And I think, who was asking out? Somebody's asking out of there. I can't remember who was asking out of New Orleans.
Well, did you know?
Who's a receiver?
I was
watching.
watching
a big receiver.
I don't. I don't think the Michael Thomas
he's
is
gone
just
already.
injury prone.
Yeah,
I saw a video the other day. Did you know no other quarterback has more fourth quarter comebacks in the last, I can't remember how many years, than Derek Carr?
Yeah, it's because he's always losing. That's what Matt
Fair.
Ryan's problem
That
is.
is how you get up in that category.
Yeah, they just do stupid stuff and blow games at the end. Jags are our toughest game. I'm going to that game. It's in London, October 1st. Falcon at Jaguars, neutral field, but they love the Jaguars over there, so it will be a away game. Our hardest games: Jets on the road, Vikings at home, Jaguars in London. You got to be kidding me. Can we pull this up real quick? We'll move on. Well, I want to talk more football one day, but I'm late today, so we can't.
Yeah,
just
we
chat
do
it
more
up.
tomorrow.
Let's see here. NFL schedule. I showed it to Nick. It's insane. NFL schedule graphic. I want to show you guys last year's. Okay. I want to show you guys. Oh, it's strength of schedule. Strength. If the Falcons don't make the playoffs this year, we got to somehow fire everybody and start over again. That's how bad it is. Okay. This is last year. Okay. This is the 2022 strength of schedule. Let me just pull it over a little bit. Okay. Well, let me click on it. This is last year's strength of schedule. Okay. Falcons were down here. Like this is the middle. The Chiefs' schedule was ridiculously hard compared to everybody else's. Okay, fair. But let's look at this year's. Let's look at this year's. You guys remember how this looks? You guys look at this year's. Look how much easier our schedule is. Now, the Saints' schedule is only easier than ours because we had a worse record by one game than they did. That's the only, because they play us and we play them who had one game better. I've never seen this before. And even this kind of like group of teams here is much easier than the rest. Patriots have by far the hardest, which is ridiculous. And Raiders again in second. Yeah, Chiefs right up there again. So, guys, if the Falcons don't make the playoffs, guys, it's 17 games. I mean, you just got to win. You go 8-9, you can make it in.
It's just true. In that division, that is
Guys,
absolutely true.
Guys, look at our schedule. Now y'all are getting me real excited about stuff I really like to talk about.
And we have good content for today too.
We do. I'm going to fly through it, but look at our schedule, guys. If you like football, the 3 hardest teams we play are all in the preseason. I kid you not. This is not false. This is true. The 3 hardest teams if any of these 3 teams were on our schedule, maybe not the Steelers, but definitely the Bengals or the Dolphins, I would say, oh, that's the hardest game on the schedule. Panthers at home, Packers at home with no Aaron Rodgers, Detroit Lions on the road, decent game. They showed something at the end of the year. Jacksonville Jaguars, our hardest game of the year. Houston Texans, Washington Commanders at home.
Washington's got a good defense.
Who's their quarterback?
No, I didn't say their quarterback. I said their defense.
Sam Howell III.
Yeah,
is that his name? Let's be for real.
But their defense is one that'll keep them in games.
I played a tough Washington defense before with no quarterback. It doesn't work out for them. At Tampa, at Tennessee Titans, definitely taking a step back. Minnesota Vikings at home. They won 10 games last year on a field goal. That's going to reverse this year. Arizona Cardinals, probably the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah.
On the road. Saints at home, Jets on the road, Bucks at home, Carolina on the road, and then we end up with Indy. Is this at our home field? Yeah, Indianapolis at home on Christmas Eve. New Year's Eve, we get the Bears on the road. That'd be a cold game. Might be a tough game. Bears didn't have a good record, but they were okay. And at the Saints. That's our record. That's our schedule. I've never in my life looked at a schedule and had to try to find the hard games. Somebody said we'll lose to the Steelers. It's a preseason game, bro. Do you even sports ball? A guy said, God, what was it? A guy criticized me for taking my glove to the home run derby. He said, what kind of man are you taking a glove to a baseball game? Sir, if you call the home run derby a baseball game, you are sports ball and you never dressed out in high school and you got beat up all the time. I promise you. If you don't know the difference between a home run derby that they do every single year and the All-Star game and a regular baseball game, even, if you don't know the difference, you just doxed yourself, you idiot. My gosh, what a dummy. Okay. That really crawled all over me because it's like, how stupid can you be? A guy on Twitter today, he said, He said, "You're going to jail for launching Bitcoin." I said, bro, if you're going to attack me and say stuff that's not true, or if you're going to attack me and say I should go to jail for this or that, then I guess I'm in crypto, so I should go to jail like everybody else. If that's your mode there, is that your reasoning? Is something I literally didn't even do. I didn't even launch a coin. You just look so stupid on social media. And lucky for these people, they usually have 7 followers and nobody knows how dumb they are. Not that having a low amount of followers means you're dumb, but in general, you can't get away with saying stupid stuff like that all the time and have followers. You'll get held to trust me. I can't make a single mistake ever. All right, here we go. BitBoy Crypto. You guys make sure to follow our other channels. Frankie Candles, congratulations to him. Just hit 50.4 thousand subscribers. BitLab Academy, 8,000, 20.4 on blockchain, or around the blockchain, excuse me. Blockchain Basement at 14.1. Forever Frenemies, we're over 2,000 now. All Man Sports, 1.18. Check out my son's channel. He does phenomenal over there. Put out a banger video recently. Hidden Network, there's our 24/7 crypto channel. Of course, NFT Alpha Taco is doing that these days. Make sure you guys do that. And then also check out our BitBoy specials. These are all the videos we put a lot of time and work into. We're going to find some more places to put these here pretty soon. All right, let's move on to Market Watch. Market Watch. We didn't even look at the overall numbers yesterday, which was funny. We had a pump. We should be at like 1.3, right? Nope. 26,000 crypto, 646 exchanges, 1.2 trillion market cap, up 0.45%. Wasn't it 1.3 over the weekend? 30.16 billion. Maybe that was CoinGecko. And volume down significantly. Bitcoin dominance down again, 48.5% yesterday, 48.4% yesterday. ETH dominance ticked down as well at 19%. I think it was above 19% yesterday. Maybe it wasn't. 22 Paraguay Syngene ETH transaction, and Fear and Greed is at a 55 out of 10. Hey, and we're having a meeting, I think tomorrow, Tim.
Okay.
Where we're going to talk about some of those tools that we talked about. I want to know from the audience, what is a tool that you would love to have in crypto that doesn't exist? And, or if it does exist, they haven't done a good job marketing because you've never been able to find it. I'll tell you one that I had a long time ago, an idea. And I'm going to give you this one as an example because I don't think we're going to do this one. I don't want to tell you the ones that we're going to do because then you'll steal it. You know, filthy animals. I wanted one that, the Fear and Greed Index, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I wanted a meter that was very similar that somehow was able to take, like, let's say the top 20 to 50 crypto YouTubers. You could do this for Twitter too, but for YouTube specifically, take the top 20 to 50, especially people that put out regular content every day, and attach a rating 0 to 100 from bearish to bullish on the title, the content. You can have AI do it, tell you if it's bearish or bullish, whatever, and then average all those scores and then create a meter that shows how bullish crypto YouTube is. Because everybody knows when we're all bullish, price drops.
Yeah.
When we're all bearish, price goes up. The same concept that we were looking at with Celsius selling all their XRP for Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can't make this stuff up, people. I told you when they did it, that was the sign of the bottom of the altcoin market. You heard me say it, Tim.
Yeah.
I said it. It's looking like that's pretty true. XRP actually had more trading volume than Bitcoin yesterday. Did you know that?
No, yeah, it definitely did.
Yeah, absolutely insane. Right now, it's back in check here. Well, that's the market cap. It's under Ethereum, but look how much it is above everything else. It's even above. No, it's not. It's not over this. That's 2.8 billion. It crushes everything else other than Bitcoin, Ethereum. Bitcoin is at 12 billion. XRP is at 3 billion. No, that's right. That is 3 billion. It is 3 billion in trading volume.
Yep.
Holy crap. So that's 12 billion. ETH is at 6 billion. XRP is at 3.3. Of course, Tether at 21. BNB is at 55.7. Nothing else is in the billions outside of stable coins. So very interesting. Look at top movers of the day. Top movers of the day. We've got Stellar. Stellar pumping on the back of XRP. There you go. A V-shape. Did you see about any of those tools?
Any of the tools that people said?
Yeah, go back and look. Go back real quick. What was that one at the bottom? A V-shape indicator for major price drops. Huh.
I don't even know what that.
Well, it'd be kind of like Market Cipher. Like Market Cipher has, points that say it's kind of potentially at the bottom.
Mm.
It would be something like that. And then you would have to like take in some oscillator like that. That would be more for probably like a trading thing. So we are making a new trading indicator, by the way. He talked about it a little bit. Yeah, I don't see anything on there. What is check dot? Look that up.
Look at check. Yeah, I'll look it up.
Okay, we got Stellar, BitDAO, Maker, Bitcoin SV. We got XRP now holding 80 cents. Pretty good. Any suggestion on a portfolio rebalancing tool? We're using Shrimpy before. Shrimpy went out of business. So maybe we should... Why is this Tim Clown on here every day? Who is this Tim Clown?
I don't know. Who is this Tim Clown?
Do you know the Tim Clown?
Yeah, when we find him, we'll get rid of him.
Yeah, we'll get rid of him. That's DJ's dad. We don't want to get rid of DJ's dad. He's our dad around here. He's the one who keeps my allowance. Okay, all right. What do you think about Solana? Solana's back at $26. I mean, everybody knows my opinions on it. Let's go to the all. Let's zoom in here. Go since the top of the market. Top of the market was 258. Right now it's sitting at $26. Right now it's sitting at about down 90% almost. This would be like 90.5% it's down. I think that would bear out. It's right here at kind of a resistance point. Like what are your prospects for Solana?
For me, what do I think?
Yeah.
I think that it's a great trade still. I still think you could see a potential 10x, but I don't know if Solana's going to see a new all-time high.
I don't think a 10x would be an all-time high.
I think it would put it right. Well, maybe back when I said that 10x, it would put it right below a new all-time high. A lot's also going to happen with, remember how many devs Solana had and how fast they could do things? But then when there was the FTX collapse, they lost 96% of their dev team. So yeah. I actually don't know the answer to this. Are they reacquiring devs?
They say that number's false. They say that's a fake report.
So someone said that was false?
But, I mean, they definitely lost a good bit. And, I mean, Utes and D-Gods left.
Unless I saw multiple, like, charts that tracked, like, the dev team and people leaving and coming on that said that
VCs will dump on you.
It was pretty heavy. So, I don't know.
I don't understand how a person, a developer, without any kind of coercion, would come up with an idea for a project and say, you know what? I really want to use Solana. Have you not talked to Steppen and some of the other projects that were on there to find out what a disaster it was? And how much the manipulation hurt them, the pauses hurt them. Magic Eden got crushed. That's why they went over to Ethereum. I believe that's why they went over to Ethereum as well. Guys, we have not done airdrop yet. There's no airdrop. The sale is still open right now for the other coin. The airdrop will not be for a few weeks, just so you guys know. It's probably not going to happen immediately. It'll happen within the next month for sure. But I'm not sure exactly what his plan is for what the guy who's launching the coins plan is for like when the sale's closing. He's kind of playing it by ear right now, I think, because people are still buying. So it did pay for the expenses last night for the yacht party, got everything booked. So pretty excited about that. But I told everybody, if you're going to be on the yacht, it's 3 ETH to get on the yacht. That's what's in the requirements. If you can speculate less than that. Of course, we're talking about Dubai coin here, but if you put 3 ETH on, if you're on the boat, you're going to get at least 10 minutes with me for sure. If you want it. Not everybody wants 10 minutes with me. My wife, she would love 10 minutes with me. How about you, Tim? Would you?
I don't like the direction of the conversation.
I'm talking about just a chat.
10 minutes with you.
I'm talking about pitching something, Tim.
I'm
talking about.
I would love 10 minutes with you, Ben.
You what?
I would love. You're gonna make me say it twice. I would love 10 minutes with you, Ben.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Frank, where's Frank at?
He's coming on via interview.
So oh, really?
He's over here playing with charts though.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Frankie, you ready?
Can you come clip me? I thought I was in here.
My camera just went out, but can you guys hear me?
We hear you. You're just gonna be a chart today, no face.
Yeah, my camera keeps going out. I don't know what the problem is. We're still trying to work out the rest of the kinks in this office studio here. But the chart works.
The what?
The office studio.
Yeah, you said you're trying to work out what?
Oh, the kinks?
Yeah. Oh.
Well, hey, Ben, I also do want to say, Ben.
Where are you and Tony into?
I would
LWC?
take I would take even 3 minutes with you, Ben. If I could get it, I'll take the 3 minutes.
Frankie, you wouldn't make it that long, sir.
I
don't know where we go from here. The show's over, guys. That was it. Okay, go ahead, Frank. Let's talk charts. Let's talk BBCs and LWCs.
Yeah, hey, they go together like I don't know, peanut butter and jelly, I guess, or I don't know. Anyway,
that's a movie.
Oh God. But yeah, guys, we got some interesting stuff to look at here. Now, obviously, Bitcoin has just been grinding sideways here, guys. Not too much to look at. However, we did get a development here, which could wind up being the most action we see on Bitcoin in quite some time. Now, as you guys know, there are two main ranges that I'm looking at. This is our kind of local range between about 30,750 and then between 30,750 and about 29,972, almost 30K even. And then our macro range, if I just go ahead and hide this local range, more of our macro range here is with our high up here closer to about 31,300 and the low down here closer to about 28,800. And this is interesting, right? Because we have obviously been battling with 30K like pretty aggressively for the past couple of days. And if we wind up, 30K not only being a very important psychological level, but this is also a very important technical level as it is the point of control of our macro range here. Now, this range is being pulled all the way back from May of 2022. See if I can find it for you guys. Zoom out a little bit. This range is being pulled from this price action back here. And depending on where you pull this range from, you do get slightly different points of control. That's why the middle level right here, these points of control, that's why there's two of them, because they are both relevant. However, it's really just this kind of range here that's very important, because if we wind up losing this, like I just said, not only is this a battle for the psychological level of about 30K, but it's also the battle for this macro POC. And with the way the volume profiles behave, a lot of times when you break below that POC and bearishly retest it, if you get a decisive rejection here, it is going to be more likely that price will move down to the range lows. And in this case, those range lows are getting closer to about 28.8K. And I know that's not really what everybody wants to hear. Everybody wants to hear that we're going to moonshot out of this range and go to higher highs. Now, I am long-term bullish looking at something like the weekly. I do think that we will eventually break these yearly highs and potentially come up, to some of these levels up here where you do have a spider line at about 37.5K. There's a bunch of levels up here that I'm looking at, and there is I'm long-term bullish, right? The weekly money flow crossover is a very, very, very good sign. And we got Nick Demondi over here trying to fix the camera. Thank you, Nick. But yeah, this weekly's got me feeling really bullish in the long term, but you can see the VWAPs looking to cross over the zero line to print a red dot here on the weekly. And when the higher time frames look like this, not only the weekly, but we also have this on the 6 day. We are printing that red dot,
right? That's not like a blood diamond or anything, just a small red dot. Just meaning some downside, maybe.
Exactly. It's just a red dot, no blood diamond or anything. We even have a little bit of a bearish divergence here, but because the money flow is crossing into the green, I'm not expecting this to really give us a huge dump or anything like that. I would expect it to be more of, and you can even see zoomed out on the higher time frames, even if we do get a move all the way back down to the bottom of this range at 28.8K, we essentially would just be coming up to put in a higher low, and then that would be a great place. This would be a great place to put that higher low in and then break these highs and come up higher. But again, I just don't know if we're ready to do that right now. I do think that based off that weekly red dot looking to print, the 6 day red dot, the 5 day is looking to print a red dot as well. A lot of these daily time frames are not screaming that they're primed to rip to the upside, at least right now. They are actually calling for more of a cool off. And on top of that, our medium hourly time frames have the money flow coming out into the red. Our 8 hours crossed into the red. The 10 hour just crossed into the red yesterday. The 12 hour is starting to come out. So a lot of this stuff would point towards a bigger cool off before our next leg up, which has been my sentiment for the past month. And then I thought we were going to be wrong right here, but we just got sucked right back into the range. So I do think that there is a chance that if we can't get back above this point of control, it's a very key level. It could cause a bigger pull to the downside. But again, it would not make me flip bearish in the long term. I would remain bullish and look for longs down here at this key level at about 28.8K to look for a move eventually back up to the range high. And then maybe that is when the higher daily time frames are more primed to, give us a bigger rip to the upside. But right now, it's really nothing on the higher time frames calling for a bigger move up. They're actually calling for a little bit more of a cool off. And those are really the key levels that I'm looking at right now.
Now, what about, let me tell you what would be really interesting here is that's Bitcoin, right? You're looking at Bitcoin, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What is the overall crypto market cap looking like in terms of the chart? And then I want you to take a quick look at Ethereum and a quick look at XRP. Because I have a suspicion. I have a suspicion that the Bitcoin chart is showing a pullback, but the altcoin chart maybe not showing the same thing. XRP definitely not showing the same thing. Maybe a very short term. But I think altcoins, we're seeing Bitcoin dominance start to move the other way. I think we could see a altcoin season, maybe something similar to a DeFi summer here pretty soon. What do you think?
Yeah, and I'm going to pull up the dominance chart here, and I think you make a good point. There is an argument to be made here that the alts may have a little bit of room to run, and just for anybody who's kind of not aware, typically what we see is you'll get a run up on Bitcoin, and then when Bitcoin decides to kind of consolidate and sometimes pull back, a lot of people will take profits at those levels, and it'll kind of, I call it like it's like a fondue fountain. That money will just roll out of Bitcoin and then drop down that market cap list.
That was my
You're probably the one that taught me that 100%.
When you literally said fondue, I knew that was mine. There's a graphic that shows kind of like a fountain, but it's like, I think it's supposed to be like water. I think a fondue fountain is a better explanation. But anyways, go ahead, Frank. Steal stuff from me. You are my Padawan.
Yeah, I definitely heard that from somebody, and it definitely was you, because I don't know who else it would have been, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's basically how it works, guys. Like price will get a big rip, and then as Bitcoin consolidates, anytime you see consolidation like this, it's people taking profits, right? So a lot of times that money will roll in, like I said, down that market cap list and roll into the altcoins, go down to the medium caps, and then eventually roll down into the small caps, and then the micro caps and meme coins, stuff like that. But a lot of times you will see Bitcoin dominance start to drop, which we obviously did see when XRP decided to rip. Obviously, the Bitcoin dominance came down a little bit, and a lot of people are expecting an altcoin season because of this. And it's definitely, I would agree with that for sure. Typically, when I think of an altcoin season, I really think of like bull market altcoin season. But we saw something like this happen in January and February when we saw a little bit of like a mini bear market altcoin season where a lot of the AI coins were going crazy. So I do think we can definitely see something like that happen, especially with the Bitcoin dominance coming down. Like even just looking at Market Cipher here, like our money flow on these higher time frames are also coming down on the dominance, which would give the altcoins a lot of room to run. And like you just said, Ben, looking at XRP, like if I pull up XRP really quickly,
look at that. Wow, that didn't even look real. That's like the reverse of a bank collapse.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, that's like the poster child of a Lambo candle right there. But with XRP, I would actually agree with you, Ben. It is looking a bit different than Bitcoin. We are looking now. The one thing with XRP I would be careful about is looking at the CVD, there is a lot of people shorting. Like a lot of the futures traders are shorting in this range. However, the spot market, if you look at the spot CVD, the spot market is buying. And a lot of times what you'll see happen here when you have price trending to the upside like this, but you're able to see that by looking at the CVD, you could kind of figure out if there's more people shorting or longing in here. And in this case, there are more people shorting in this range than longing. But you might say to yourself, like, why is price coming up then? And the reason price is coming up is because people are spot buying XRP and just buying and holding it. And a lot of times what will happen, it's basically just a textbook short squeeze. And what will happen is you have a bunch of people in here with their short positions. And, regardless of exactly where all the short positions are, there is a lot of stop losses, right? So it kind of looks like something like this. If you can visualize it, there's going to be like a lot of stop losses up, as price creeps up here, you're going to start stopping people out. And this is how a short squeeze works. You just have a lot of people shorting. You have a lot of stop losses above the highs. And then as the spot market starts to buy up XRP and raise the price, you're going to start stopping these people out one by one. And then, when you get stopped out of a short position, it creates a market buy. That's why a short squeeze actually pushes price up. So you'll get all those people stopped out, and then you'll get people liquidated, and it causes a cascade. And that's a lot of times what will cause those big short squeezes to the upside. And by looking at the CVD on XRP, I was talking about this last night.
CVD, what does that stand for?
CVD is cumulative volume delta.
CVD. Okay.
And it
so
basically
it takes the leverage. It takes the leverage and the spot trading into consideration.
Exactly. So you have future CVD, and so basically leverage CVD and spot CVD, and it basically the direction of the CVD. If it's coming up, it lets you know that more people are buying or longing, and if it's coming down, it's letting you know that more people are shorting or longing. Right. So when you have a discrepancy between the futures traders and the spot buying, those spot buyers will just push that price up, and then all the futures degens are going to get wrecked out of their positions, and that's what causes the squeeze to the upside. So I would be careful right now shorting XRP because there is a short squeeze building. It's not 100% that it's going to play out or it's going to happen, but it is definitely setting up for it right now. So I would be careful shorting here. But, you know, with something like XRP, it does look like we could potentially, like, this money flow on the 12-hour for XRP, rather than coming out, is kind of coming up. And then even looking at the 10-hour, money flow has just come up here as well. So it is looking a lot different than Bitcoin. So I would argue that there is a possibility that we could start to see the alts run, and honestly, that's really more tied to the Bitcoin dominance for me. Coming down definitely is likely to give the alts a little bit of room to run.
I think this time's different. I think this is different. I know we looked at the charts to kind of like tell us what's going on, obviously, because it's a great indicator. And some people say news is irrelevant. This is one of those cases where that's absolutely not true. The reassurance that this XRP lawsuit has given, the Ripple winning is given to altcoin investors, people that may have been, skeptical of XRP before. They're no longer skeptical, and you know, a lot of those people are realizing, like, maybe there was a great opportunity here with XRP and I missed it. And right now the price is still low. It's not an all-time high. It's not even close to an all-time high. It's 4x away from an all-time high at this point. There's still a lot of potential. And, you know, somebody here in the chat said, XRP to an all-time high is like the easiest call in the entire bull run. I mean, yeah, I think so. That's why I tell you what, that candle on the XRP chart, it makes me so proud of what we've done over the last 2 years. Convincing people they're going to win the case. You don't want to bail on it. There were people that really leaned on us, and we're the reason why they stayed in. Because we kept it relevant. Now, obviously, Ripple doesn't need me, right? But obviously, my audience does. When it comes to, strong opinions I have, that's why you guys watch. You probably have a few of my opinions that you really line up with. And this was one of them, that the XRP Army and I were definitely, I'd like to say hand in hand, but that could be, I don't want people to think I'm holding hands with dudes. No offense if you like that. I'm just not a dude hand holder. The point is that everything we've talked about for the last 2 years, it didn't happen in the time frame we wanted to, but I always told you there's a chance that this was going to end at the perfect time. And now look, the perfect time. Did you guys watch a video I made? Did you watch a video last night?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. All right, Frank, we're going to let you go here, bud. Thank you, man. You're the man.
See you guys later.
Congratulations on your subscribers, even though he left. Or he's still here. I don't know.
He can hear you.
Well, no, I think he cut out. I think he left pretty much immediately. But the whole thing is that, guys, when you're looking at what this bull run is shaping up to be, the last bull run was very spontaneous how it all occurred because none of us saw COVID coming. Now, certainly maybe the leaders did, right? Some people in China probably did. I don't know where else, might have known. Maybe the, WHO, maybe. Who? But the fact is that there was nothing in this is why we were so dead in the bear market last time, because there was nothing on the horizon other than just price going up that we really felt strongly about narrative. Institutions coming in, corporations coming in. We all said that stuff for years, right? ETF, right? That was our hopium back then. They say they're going to start working on the ETFs today. We'll see what happens. But the point is that there was no hope. And then all of a sudden COVID happened and it was like the crash. We're like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. And then we got the money printing and the inflation, the QE, and that's what turned it all around. But for this bull run, I'm telling you guys, you see how it's shaping up. Think about this, Tim. This is what my video was about last night. In this next bull run, we're going to get the reversal of interest rates and quantitative easing coming back in the thick of the bull run.
Mhm.
Now, reversal of rates probably coming right before the halving, I believe.
Yeah, at this point, the prediction is March.
Well, that's exactly when I
Yeah.
predicted it last night. You
Nice.
know, I said March.
Yeah.
I think I did. Anyways, that's what I was thinking. When I drew my original box there for reversal, that's where I put it at. But can you imagine like what that's going to do? Because the last bull run, the DXY was like Jekyll and Hyde, you know? For this one, I don't know. I mean, you got to think that, you know, it's got to go up until the rates reverse probably, or at least hold steady, maybe go down a little bit, but it's got to hold pretty steady. And then as it heads back towards the quantitative easing towards the end of the beginning of 2025, into 2024, when Bitcoin should be at an all-time high, you're going to see that thing start plummeting, and it's going to be something to watch, I believe. And I really, guys, I didn't really have a strong opinion on this bull run. I've forecasted it, right? Looked at when I think all-time highs are going to be, obviously when the halving is, when the end of the bull market will probably be. I've looked at all that, but I'm telling you, looking at the macro, and everybody said the macro is why Bitcoin's pretty much dead for a while. It's not true. It held up better than it ever has before. So I didn't mean to get on that big long rant, but I mean, guys, you just got to be excited about what's coming. I mean, I really believe we're going to see this thing. I said it last night, and I think it's true. I don't think, look, there's moon scenarios where you look at 300, 400, 500K. I'm not ever going to say that because I said it last time, and people made it sound like I was saying it was definitely happening, and I never said that. My prediction for the last bull run was 225K. Didn't happen, obviously. 100K didn't even happen. That was a foregone conclusion. Next bull run is going to be lower than last time, but I think 200K is in play. I believe 150K to 200K is in play. We got to get reversal of diminished returns, and that's where the rate reversal, and that's where the quantitative easing comes in.
I think a real important question for any prediction about what Bitcoin or alts are going to do is starting with a prediction of how much money comes to crypto in general. 11 trillion. Well, some people I've seen say only 5 trillion, in which case we might not even hit 100K on Bitcoin if that happens. But how much money do you think comes to crypto in total in this next bull market, Ben, with all those scenarios you just laid out?
Look, what would 10 trillion put Bitcoin at?
More than
10 trillion.
If
would put
Bitcoin can hold, if it can hold like
500,000, I think.
Yeah, if it could wait, what? Oh, you say 10 trillion.
Well, if 10 trillion was in Bitcoin specifically.
Yes. Okay. I thought you meant
that would be what would that be? $500,000 Bitcoin? Is that right?
It's
100 million basically divided by 20. Wait. No. Yeah.
Something like that.
10 million divided by 20 million, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah.
Just
under 500,000.
Just under. Yeah.
Just under? Yeah. Well, a hair under, right? Because it's 19 something. I was just estimating. Yeah. I think overall, this market cap eventually gets between 15 and $20 million for crypto total.
Okay.
Eventually, maybe 15, 20 years down the road, maybe 30 trillion. It's wider than gold. Gold's 11 trillion, or it hovers between 10 and 12. Gold is one commodity, right? Bitcoin's one commodity. Bitcoin could challenge 10, 11, 12 trillion dollars eventually by itself.
Absolutely.
And once it does that, now you're looking at hopefully a stable price, a stable price for everything. And then you say, well, what about altcoins? I mean, you look at Ethereum. I mean, it says, we're going to look at a story here. It says 47% of investors think Ethereum will pass Bitcoin. I am in the slight minority, but just slight, right? So when you look across, how big is this space going to get to? When do we say, okay, kind of enough is enough? Like these coins go away. These ones, you made it. Maybe we have new coins that come up down the road, but where's the limit? if you just keep adding coins and they don't succeed, then you're really hurting the overall market cap. So I think for the next market, what did we get up to the last time? Almost 3 trillion?
Yeah.
Almost 3. I think for this one, we will probably hit, I think you could probably look at 2017 when the numbers were in the hundreds of millions, and you could kind of apply that now to the overall market. It got to 900 billion in the last bull run, or 2 bull runs ago. I think it could get to 9 trillion maybe.
9 trillion.
The overall market cap.
Yeah. Well, so if we see a $9 trillion total crypto market
that
cap,
lines up with Bitcoin going to 200K, by the way. Because if Bitcoin itself was at 2 trillion, right? And if the whole thing's going to be 9 trillion, it's probably going to be 5 trillion for Bitcoin. So when you look at that, if you took the last one, which was 2, double it, add 50%, there you go. You've got 9 trillion. 5 trillion. Same thing with God, I lost my train of thought. I was right in that thought and I had it and I lost it. The all-time high, if you doubled the previous all-time high of 70K to 140K, and then you add 35K, which would be 50%, that would put it at about 175K, which is right in the average of where I think it's going to probably be, in between 150 and so I think that market cap lines up with the price of Bitcoin. That's kind of how I came up with that number, actually, to be honest. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we're going to talk about that a little bit more here in some stories.
Are we even going to do the show today?
Yeah, we have some stories here. We're going to talk, obviously, JFK stuff. I know it's coming up.
JFK.
But
so
ETH,
I think there was a shooter on the hill.
Huh? JFK, RFK. You think?
Oh, RFK.
That was good. I heard your response. I was like, what did I say? Oh, I said J. Okay,
that was very smooth, wasn't it?
You listen. Here's what I'll say. Whether or not you get all of you, and you get a lot of Bitcoin and crypto price things correct.
Yeah.
You haven't got 100%, but you're pretty high. You are still, DZ, and Justin are some of the quickest wits I've ever met in private conversations. It's ridiculous. Yeah,
Justin Williams is very fast. I'm still faster than him because I am in much better shape than him too. But he's always been a little slow compared to me. We used to have rap battles when we first met each other, so that was fun. My famous line, he got it on video was it literally on a camcorder? I think it was literally on a camcorder. I don't even think it was a phone. It was like 2009. It was like this. When I say I spit, I really mean it. And I spit on the camera lens.
There we go.
That was it. That was legit. There was no rhyme with it. That was it. And still has that video to this day. Okay. Let's talk RFK. Here we go. Guys, I want to start this segment out by saying that in general, I like RFK. Okay. I like some of the things he stands for. This would be an example of someone who is a liberal that I could live with. This would be an example of someone who, look, a lot of people are not going to like what I'm about to say.
That's why you need to say it.
A lot of people are not going to like it. I mean, look, retroactively, with perspective, looking back, certainly not perfect. Certainly problems. Okay. Was it really that bad when Bill Clinton or Barack Obama were in? Was it really that bad? Now, you could say there are evil people that do stuff behind the scenes and conspiracies and globalists and all this. And, I'll lose that argument. But, just your life at that time. Was it that bad? I mean, I remember the 90s being pretty sweet. Barack Obama, I was excited we had the first black president. I thought that was cool. I certainly didn't vote for him. But I always liked the way he spoke. And certainly, warmonger, drones. I know all the stuff. Obamacare, horrible, absolutely. Some stuff, right? But every president's going to have some stuff. They're different than Joe Biden. This has been a miserable experience as an American. And I'm sure Democrats feel the same way when Trump was president. But Trump didn't ruin the whole country like Joe Biden has with the Russian sanctions. But the fact is that when I look at RFK, I look at a guy and say, okay, I know I'm not going to agree with his policies on taxes. Now, I do agree with him on Bitcoin, crypto taxes, but regular taxes, progressive, I'm not down with it. I'm sure he's more socially progressive than I am, right? I can live with all that. I can live with that.
Mhm.
If this was our president, I would, after Joe Biden, I'm going to appreciate every president. I promise you. No, unless it's him again. And then I'm going to appreciate him from across the pond. Okay. RFK, what he's doing here with Bitcoin, he's putting a spotlight on it. It's almost, it kind of reminds me a little bit, though. Almost reminds me a little bit. Wait, how did Russian sanctions ruin America? It's getting rid of the world reserve currency because like 25% of the world can't use it because we have sanctions on it. So on the dollar. So there you go. That decision is the single worst decision that's ever been made in the history of presidency, other than maybe going to the Ford Theater, one or the other. Okay. But the fact is that he's reminds me of Andrew Yang a little bit, where he's made crypto his platform, which is cool for us. We're going to love him. Crypto's going to love him. Most people are. He's not perfect, doesn't have perfect policies. But when it comes to crypto and Bitcoin, he understands it. He says he doesn't own any Bitcoin. He's got, I think, 300K worth. Oh, no, that's my wife's. That sounds a little Pelosi-ish. Just got to be honest. But the fact is that he is really being out front with, and we need this. This is good for us. I like him. Now, if Trump or DeSantis is pro Bitcoin and pro crypto and they're the candidates, and it's against RFK and he's pro Bitcoin, I'm probably going to vote with, the side where my capitalist business mind wants me to line up with, right? All things being the same. However, if Donald Trump doesn't go pro Bitcoin, let's say he's the candidate, or let's say it's, God, Mike Pence or something like that.
Oof.
God. I like Nikki Haley's okay. I think she's running. I don't think she has a chance, but there's some people running that, I would be okay with, but I would probably pick RFK over those people, to be honest with you. But I certainly, all things being the same, wouldn't pick him over Trump or DeSantis. But what I will say is, I won't have to worry about that. You're listening to me here now. I've been having to put a lot of people in check on RFK in the last couple weeks. Okay, guys, the Democratic convention machine is not going to let him get on stage to debate.
It's true.
They're going to destroy him. He's picked a very interesting time to come out with all this, run for president, when the Democratic Party has the presidency, with the president everybody hates. But it'd be horrible to change presidents for them, to just get rid of Joe Biden, unless he falls or something, Can't forget it, can't remember his birthday, whatever. Goes out with Hunter for a night, That would be something. I don't know, maybe Joe Biden will claim the white powder in the White House. Maybe that's how he goes. They've tried to throw him under the bus a few times, and it hasn't really worked. Kamala Harris is definitely not going to be the president. They're trying to remove her from vice president and offering her a Supreme Court position if they can put in a different vice president. That's who they're trying to switch out. They're putting too much into this. They have too much control. The people that have their hooks in Joe Biden and our presidency, they have too much control to let him go. Why would they give it up to someone who they can't control? Right? So the Democratic National Convention is going to destroy RFK. I wish him the best. I would love for him to win and be the candidate. I don't think it's going to happen. So I want to say all that as we go into this story. I want you to remember, to me, this story is similar to Warren Davidson. I think it was Warren Davidson releasing a defund the SEC, fire Gary Gensler Act, right? It's symbolic. It's putting out ideas for people to think about, and that's good. We want that. That bill's never going to pass. Democrats are in charge of the Senate. That bill's never going to pass. I don't know, maybe Richie Torres is pushing for them to do an investigation on Gary Gensler. Maybe if it happens and turns out bad, but the Democratic National Convention, Richie Torres runs a little, I think, off the party line sometimes too. He's a Brooklyn guy. So I don't know. I don't think they're going to have enough to ever do anything like this. So I look at this story very similarly. Bated breath. That's what you should have when you read a story like this. Think of the difference today between the last presidential election, when Andrew Yang was not a serious candidate at all. Only crypto people knew him pretty much. Right? You had the child molester guy from Mighty Ducks running as well for president. You had John McAfee running back in 2016 maybe? We had some crypto people running before. But the fact is is that this is a more legitimate campaign, I believe, than either of those others. And if Joe Biden wasn't the president, I think he would have a shot to get on stage and maybe, make some waves, maybe get 10%. I don't think he could win probably, but here we go. RFK Jr. vows to back dollar with Bitcoin, exempt Bitcoin from taxes. You know how it's not going to happen? We love it. The Democratic presidential hopeful also reiterated a May stance defending the right to self-custody Bitcoin, run blockchain nodes at home, and promise industry-neutral energy regulation. Like, this is a guy who is feeding him all this? Do you think he's just like this on his own, or do you think this is an angle somebody's helped him come up with? Because he's saying all the right talking points. Like, if he was in crypto 24/7, this is what he'd be saying, but I don't think he is. What do you think?
You make a good point. I think that here's what I would say. For him being so bullish on Bitcoin, I said this morning on Investing Bros. The question we really should be asking, if he's so pro Bitcoin, why does he only own $250,000 of Bitcoin? If he's this knowledgeable and this smart,
it's called taxes, my
wouldn't
friend.
he own more?
It's called taxes, my friend. That's why he doesn't own any, right? I'm sure he does own a good bit somewhere, right? There's no way he's doing this without. I mean, look, 300K is a lot of money,
but not to him.
Well, I guess, is he a billionaire?
I don't know if he's a billionaire,
Look
but
up his
definitely
net worth
hundreds. Look
up his net worth real quick. Okay. Democratic presidential candidate RFK unveiled. And by the way, this man's jacked. He's yoked. I saw him doing that bench press and couldn't even get 95 up or 75 up. I think it was 95. 6 times. That was at the end of the workout. He was doing until failure after doing a strenuous workout with Ryan Calder, who's let me tell you, Ryan Calder is like the most cut guy I know, for sure. He's an animal. But he's obsessed with working out and fitness and stuff like that. But the long and the short of what I'm trying to say here is that he is yoked. Don't let that video fool you. I mean, I fell victim to thinking this guy ain't strong, but then I found out what was really going on. Let's see. He unveiled a plan to exempt Bitcoin from capital gains tax when it converted into U.S. dollars and to begin to back the greenback with real finite assets such as gold, silver, platinum, and Bitcoin. Exactly. This is how you save things. This is how you solve it. Backing dollars and U.S. debt obligations with hard assets could help restore strength back to the dollar, rein in inflation, usher in a new era of American financial stability, peace, and prosperity. He would start the process very, very small. Perhaps 1% of issued T-bills would be backed by hard currencies. Somewhere between 50 and 100 million. Okay. That's decent. It's a mistake for the U.S. government to hobble the industry and drive innovation elsewhere. So beautiful what he's saying here. Biden's proposed 30%. He is a great advocate for Bitcoin. Great advocate. I mean, ambassador or whatever you want to call it. Biden's proposed 30% tax on crypto mining is a bad idea. And trust him. He's a Democrat. That's what he says. He didn't actually say that, but it does say here. Joe Biden is also a Democrat. Do you think Joe Biden even knows what state he's in most of the time? I don't mean like
he doesn't
living
even know,
or dead or awake or asleep.
He doesn't even know who's in the library most times.
Y'all remember when he was holed up during COVID and didn't even come out during the election, like a campaign and stuff? This guy. This is a dark time for our country. I just can't really emphasize how bad of a president this is. This is not a political show, but presidential politics are very important in crypto. But we'll see what happens. You could also have, think about this. You could also have right around the time of the they start QE. We have the president changing. I think it's January of 2025 is when we actually
it was sworn in. Yeah.
January 2025 is when we see the QE come back.
Okay.
I've always thought it was going to be January 2025, maybe December of 2024.
Okay.
So, therefore, if you think about it, right as that quantitative easing would be starting, we got a new president potentially. Hopefully we have a new president. God forbid. If this president wins again, I think most people are just packing up and going home. So, but there we go. That's RFK. That's what's going on with him. And I think that, this is everything he's saying. These are all the things that we should be pushing for in policy by all our candidates. Mm-hmm. Hold these people accountable, guys. Not just at the federal level, at the state level as well. So, RFK, would I vote for him? Sure. I would vote for him in certain circumstances, and I would not feel bad about it at all.
Yeah.
You know what I think about, though? The one thing, and maybe I shouldn't even say this, but I'm going to say it.
Yep.
Those Kennedys don't have good luck running for president.
Oof.
You know, I'm just saying, and it makes you wonder if JFK and then who was it? The original RFK that ran? No, there was another.
The father.
JFK.
Well, no. So JFK
But
is
there-
RFK's
who-
uncle.
Who was the Kennedy that got assassinated during his campaign?
Isn't that RFK's dad?
It may be.
I think it's RFK's dad.
Assassinated during campaign Kennedy. Was it? It was Robert F. Kennedy. Yeah, absolutely. You're
Yeah,
right.
he made a
5
video.
years after JFK was shot.
Yeah, he made a video the other day, like a week or so
I can't
ago,
keep them all straight.
talking about some more of that. Yeah.
And JFK Jr. was the one that died in the plane
Yep.
crash. Correct. You know, I
Oh,
don't
man,
know about
there's
these.
so-
I don't know
yeah.
about these Kennedys. Like,
They don't have good luck.
well, think about it. Is it luck or
Nah.
is it something else? Is it that they actually have integrity?
Yeah.
And they actually stand for things that make sense and not things that only benefit the government?
Yeah.
That's why JFK was killed. That's why RFK was killed
See,
during his campaign. JFK Jr., I don't know what he knew, but he probably knew a lot.
See, Ben, I'm kind of in the same boat as you with there's probably going to be a lot of policies that RFK has that I don't agree with.
Yeah. Tax
But-
policies, for sure.
But what you just said is a big point. Like, is there
Thanks,
going to be
Frank.
any
Love you.
presidential nominee with the same amount of integrity as RFK? Agree or disagree with him? We're talking about just
Yeah.
integrity.
Well, you can tell a politician's integrity, in my opinion, by where they stack up against their own party.
Mm-hmm.
You know, look, Trump bashed the Republican Party over and over and over again. JFK basically bashing the Democratic Party here. You look at questionable candidates, maybe. I don't know. Andrew Yang, another example of someone who went against his party with a lot of stuff, but yet universal basic income, he lined up. If they line up with everything like Joe Biden does, right? Bill and Hillary Clinton, you know, what are they against gay marriage, right?
Mhm.
It becomes a talking point for the party. Here we are. We support it. We were wrong.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Hillary and Bill Clinton. Well, we'll just say Bill Clinton specifically. Those three people, I know I said Bill Clinton was okay, but those three people probably responsible for more black people going to jail than anyone else in the entire country. All three of those people, whether it was Kamala Harris prosecuting, whether it was Bill Clinton with that crime act that he introduced, right? Or whether it was Joe Biden, who also, I think, I don't know if it was a different crime act. It was something similar to that. I can't remember the specific thing that he pushed that led to a lot of unnecessary arrests. But look, there's a lot of arrests out there that are valid. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, weed's legal now, basically, right? And how many people are still getting locked up for that stuff around the country? It's ridiculous, to be honest with you. So you can go in one state and you can buy it in a store, and then you can go in another state and you can't, and you get arrested there for it. And it's like, can we please straighten this out? It's all about sending people to jail. That's what it's all about. We know that now. So anyways, that was a long segment.
It was.
We got to fly through the show.
We do.
Because I have to end it once. I'm doing an interview with the guy who created Sophia the Robot.
What we can do easily. So NFT Corner, the special guest, he
let's
hasn't
do
come
that
back. Well, we could do it tomorrow. We could do NFT Corner tomorrow. BitBoy Reacts tomorrow. I think
No,
that's
let's
all-
just run through the headlines real quick.
Okay, let's do it.
We'll finish the show. Crypto survey finds 47% of investors expect Ether to pass Bitcoin. Q2 2023 signals report claimed Ether's outlook for the next 12 months and long-term is positive. It's gained 62% this year. Beyond technical indicators, the rationale behind Fidelity's bullish outlook. Well, you know, I kind of did at the beginning almost, really. Remember that?
I'll go back and look.
We could probably count that.
Okay.
I'm sure we can. Beyond the technical indicators, the rationale behind Fidelity's bullish outlook, it's the network's burn rate. I mean, this is stuff I tell you guys. Why do you need an article and an institutional player to tell you the same thing I tell you every day? Okay, another potentially bullish factor for Ethereum network is anticipated upgrade of Uniswap. I'm out on Uniswap. Until Uniswap fixes Bitcoin, I would actually say run away from Uniswap. It's sketchier and sketchier and sketchier what they did to us. I can tell you. 6 weeks, they still haven't fixed the logo on Uniswap. When we fixed it in the Trust Wallet repository, which is where it's supposed to be done, we did it 6 weeks ago. Actually, it's really more like 7 weeks ago. Still have Bitcoin with a warning. Still have Bitcoin with a, people aren't really trading it. The only exchange, literally the only exchange that gives a warning and doesn't show a logo. It's disrespectful, Uniswap. It is disrespectful. And let me tell you, I got something up my sleeve. Let me tell you, I got something up my sleeve. You do not want to test me, Uniswap. Do not want to test me. I've been one of your biggest advocates. One of your biggest advocates. It's all I use is Uniswap. I've loved Uniswap. I knew there were some issues. Let me tell you, they need to fix what they did. I don't know which VC is responsible for making them get that off there, but I got a feeling that this was orchestrated for 100%. So the Coinbase logo is the dog. The dog is being pulled from some other places. We're trying to get all that in order. If it's the dog on a place, at least there's a logo. It's a wrong logo, but at least it's there. Coinbase pulls it from somewhere else too. I don't think I can't remember where they pull it from. But Trust Wallet Repository is what Uniswap told us specifically to fix. And we did. And they were communicating with us until we fixed it. And then they stopped. It's disrespectful. I tweeted about this. Okay. Pre-mined Ethereum worth $116 million moves after 8 years. It's a major price dip imminent. This is FUD, guys. Don't listen to this. There was a lot of Bitcoin that got sent into an exchange too. I think that's what the market is feeling with some fear right now. New bipartisan bill says DeFi project controllers must follow KYC rules. If you're in America and you run a DeFi project, probably. IMF urges fiat currency be protected from crypto. Says digital assets should never be accepted as legal tender. This is how you know we won. When the people are literally trying to, the IMF and BIS and all that, excuse me, they're trying to FUD crypto right now. They're trying to FUD crypto right now. You know what that means when it happens. GOP lawmakers suggest Gensler's SEC is gaming news cycle to thwart crypto regulation. Two Republican members of the House of Representatives criticized the SEC's approach to regulating crypto, said they were timed to overshadow and undermine efforts to write comprehensive legislation. We know that for sure. We know that he dropped that Binance and Coinbase lawsuits, both those lawsuits that week on Monday and Tuesday because Congress said they were going to do regulation and clarity. That's why he did it. He did it as an FU. That's his whole MO. Mm-hmm. Gary Gensler is a cockalorum, if you will. He has little man syndrome for sure. And he tries to throw his weight around, and it's really pathetic. Making matters worse, they said there were certain commission actions seemingly timed to coincide with related congressional activity, appears calculated for maximum publicity and political impact. Gary Gensler would be a great influencer, though. Gary Gensler would be a great influencer if he just didn't look like that. The SEC's approach does not protect the public, they argued, obviously. SEC versus Coinbase. Judge questions SEC's ability to protect investors. No one has hurt people more than the SEC. I've said that many times. It's why FTX happened. They won't do regulation here. So I'm not going to really go into this because it's very obvious that they don't care about that. Do Kwon, Sam Bankman-Fried, and Elon Musk among the high-profile crypto wallet bounties on Arkham Intel Exchange. We talked about this yesterday. I don't have my mind up, man, on these people yet. In total, the Intel marketplace offers 204,000. I have SPF's address. I'll send it to him.
Someone asked earlier, Ben, did you go when you were out there west? Did you go meet privately with Sam Bankman-Fried?
Yeah, me and Tiffany did. Yeah, me and Tiffany did. We went out there and I had a little maid costume on too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both
probably
did.
cute.
Yeah, very cute.
Yeah.
I had the little duster, the little feather duster. Sam really liked that, the little feather duster. We actually just tied him down and tickled its nose.
So you're saying that Sam got 10 minutes with you out there in Cali?
Oh, man. Sam Still can't imagine him having sex. Can't even imagine it. Can't even imagine. I can't in my brain put it together what that would be like. Like with Caroline, of course, obviously, and trying with Tiffany. Like, that guy, he's like an alien. I mean, you remember the Tom Brady video with him?
Yeah.
You remember the video of him running away at the compound in the Albany?
Yeah.
I digress. But yeah, I do. I have his wallet. Let me try to get that bounty. I'm going to email the guy, right? Let me do it. I'm going to do it live right here. Let's see. I have the address. This address was his personal Bitcoin address. And what he was doing with this was he was making it so that he was funneling the funds, the Bitcoin, straight to his wallet. This guy tracked all this, and he came up with this this method of making money, which was when that wallet would sell Bitcoin, he would immediately go and buy Solana. Within 24 hours, it would pump. How crazy is that? So we know there's some accuracy there. There's at least a hard tie-in to Sam. I believe it is his address for sure. I don't think there's really a doubt about it, to be honest with you. We did a video on it where I talked about it. Let's see. Why can I not find this? When would we have been talking about this? FTX Trump. I'll have to look it up later, but I'm going to look it up and send it to him. I thought I could look it up right now. I actually know the guy's. I remember the guy's name on Twitter, but I don't think that's his real name on here. Let's see. Nope. I'll find it later. But I have that address. I'm going to give it to him. I don't have Elon Musk's. I might could get it, actually. But, okay. That's a shot in the dark. I don't think I probably could. But Meta and Microsoft launch open source AI model Llama 2. Meta's open source large language. Why do you have to copy everything? Why can't you just do what you do well? I was doing a lot of research on AI last night. You know, Tokenmetrics has AI chat now. Yeah. You know what it said? Guys, look, I'm not pumping this bag. I don't own any. I've never owned any. But I typed in, what's the next 100x crypto gem? You know what they said it was? Guy, we should buy it right now. We should buy this coin right now. Literally, it told me this. Squid Grow, the meme coin. That was what Tokenmetrics AI bot spit out at me. Squid Grow. Yeah, Squid Grow. I think that's the one from the guy that Justin knows, the Shibtoshi guy. I think that's his project, I think. But we could have interviewed him at one point. We ended up not doing it. All right, Twitter minute here real quick. Roll the mid-roll. It's late. We did a mention early, though, so. Yeah. And let him know I'm going to be 5 minutes late. Dave Hansen, I'm going to be 5 minutes late, just so you know. What's wrong with JFK or with RFK's voice? Don't they all kind of talk like that? A little bit?
No, I mean, he had something.
Yeah, there's
something
there for
sure.
Who knows?
If you watch videos of him, like when he was like in his 20s and 30s, that doesn't sound like that.
Yeah.
He had something happen.
Here's the thing from Richie Torres asking for investigation on Gary Gensler. What about Jason Aldean? What's going on with him? That's so crazy. He talks about beating people up in a small town if they come doing violence, and people are saying it's racist. They're trying to cancel him. There's Jessica Wildchild. Hey, let's do that real quick. Let's just do it. Somebody come hand it to me? Can somebody pre-cut it, by the way?
There's a knife up there, I think.
Oh, there is a knife. Okay, I can use a pocket knife. Hey, Molly. Here, bring it up, Molly. Bring it up, Molly. No, Molly, you come on the whole screen. You don't need your arm holding. Say hey, Molly.
Hi.
Don't cut yourself.
Hello.
Molly's worked for me forever. She is maybe moving out here, so we're really excited about maybe. We'll see what happens.
Awesome.
She lives in California. Molly came to our California meetup, our Las Vegas meetup at the Venetian, and she'd already worked for me for like 3 months, and she sat in line like a normal person. I was like, Molly, you work here. Like, you don't have to get in line. Who else does that? There's somebody else that does it too. Brienne, I think, has done it before too. We don't have that many remote workers, but golly, Jessica. So this is my board 8 painting of Ronald, as we call him. Be careful not to do this. We're going to combine this NFT corner because Jessica's on the screen there. If you need an NFT painted, she's your person for sure. She has a killer drop. She started doing Utes, I think, or D-Gods. I don't know which one's which. I guess it's Utes. People are saying that's dangerous, what I just did. I never mind cutting towards myself. I'm just going to be honest. I worked at Home Depot with a razor knife for a long time. All right, here we go.
That is very safely packaged.
Golly, Jessica, you may have a career in shipping. There it is.
Old Ronald.
Now, she showed me a video of how she does this. Have you ever done like water painting or anything, or water-based painting or oil?
No.
I don't know what this is. Have you ever done painting, Tim?
I painted with my fingers when I was like 5 years old.
Yeah. So the green around it is really cool because it's not actually, she doesn't actually put the brush to the border. She just like, I guess it's maybe oil painting, but they just and then I got some stickers here. Maybe we should give some stickers away one day, not today. We don't have time to do anything today. Jessica, I may have to fire you as the shipper. You did too good. It's called overqualified. All right, here we go. So BitBoy Crypto, thank you for being my 49th painted ape. Jessica, watch out. And look, we got some stickers here. But here it is. So the green, she doesn't actually touch this border. She like just puts the brush here and it flows to the border and it stops. Isn't
Like
that cool?
she puts the paint there and it
and
it's almost like magnetically like goes.
I'm just not an artist, so I don't know about this stuff. But it just like floats, like she puts the outline, and the outline is enough. Like you can see the green, it hits the outline and stops right here.
It is good. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know how somebody can be that precise.
Yeah.
There's a trick to it. I mean, she's good. I'm not diminishing her skill. But I'm saying there's a trick to it. Like you're not actually taking it all the way. So she did a really great job.
She did a great job. That's
I mean, that's phenomenal. It's really good. So I don't know where we're going to put this. We'll figure it out. Maybe we put it on our
Hey.
We have maybe 2 new shows coming.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. So there you go. Thank you to our sponsor, Stake. Let's do this tomorrow. We're going to react to Ben McKenzie tomorrow.
Okay.
Because I really want to do that. That was NFT Corner. How does this knife go down? Oh, there it is. Got it. Okay. As a man, you should always know how to put a knife up. There's only so many mechanisms. Have you seen this Ben McKenzie guy?
No.
Apparently, like he was the star of the OC, apparently. Not the reality show that was kind of good, but the actual like TV shows like 90210 maybe-ish. I would never watch. But we had a special guest on today?
No.
Perfect.
Yeah. We rescheduled with him, so.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So good. Then we're going to be able to finish.
Yeah.
XRP gained 6% on possible SEC settlement conference. Ripple Metaverse investment. So what you're seeing here is they're saying there still is, they're the X Up, XRP segment brought to you by Stake, of course, obviously. We're going to go to Australia and see them. I think is what we're going to do. We love Stake. They're absolutely fantastic company. On Monday, Bitcoin broke below $30,000, putting pressure on the rest of the market. Gains across top 25 cryptos remain below 5%, with the exception of XRP and Stellar. So I think this article is kind of making the argument here that basically until it's over, some people are going to be skeptical. AJ was asking me about this yesterday. It is suicide for Gary Gensler and the SEC to appeal the Ripple as a security ruling. Because if they do and they lose everything. They would be forced to put all their resources into that case because they would have to win it, or else they don't get anything in crypto.
Yeah.
So whereas now there's still some things they can get, right? I still believe they're going to be in control of staking, third-party exchange staking. I think they're going to be in charge of exchanges. I don't think they're going to be in charge of individual coins. Ripple's or XRP's up 65% this week. Hey, I finally did get that score, by the way, on the Mermaid game. But then somebody knocked me out. I think now the score is like 102. I got up to 92.
Nice.
So there you go. There's your XRP news. Magistrate Judge Netburn will address the pretrial motions. Do we have a timeline for this? I mean, they're going to push for the... at this point, Gary Gensler's got to tuck his tail, right? I mean, he has to. But maybe not. Maybe this is his, his last hurrah here. We'll see. All right, guys, that's all we got for the show today. Went a little bit over. I've got to go do this interview now, so I have to run. I was a little bit late because we're moving to Dubai. Not moving my whole family there yet. I'm not moving there permanently. But we are going to find... We need to start thinking, Tim.
Yeah.
Who wants to be first? Who wants to be first to go to Dubai?
I told you.
It up.
I already got the clearing with the wife.
Yeah.
If you need me there, I'm there.
I need you here for now.
That's true. That's
We'll
true.
see.
I'll go where you need me because I need 10 minutes with you.
Where else do you trade, Ben, then? I guess you're talking about my Uniswap comments. I mean, MetaMask charges a $1 fee, I think. But I don't care. So I trade. I've been trading MetaMask, obviously, because Uniswap has, been effing around with me. I haven't been using them. And I just, this is my warning shot to Uniswap. Fix it. It's been enough. I've been very patient. I've been very patient with you. It's been 6 weeks. It's getting ridiculous. You're going to see some videos. We're going to do some Uniswap videos. Right as people are gearing up for this V4 and everybody's excited, we're going to show some things. I don't want to have to do it. I want you to prove that you're a good company and do what you're supposed to do and fix what needs to be fixed. I want you to prove that it's not a conspiracy, that somebody didn't do this on purpose to me. Because there's a lot of people out there that don't like me. High places even. You guys go find that tweet on my Twitter about Uniswap. Go retweet it. We need to let them know. We let them know last time, and they temporarily fixed it. We need the permanent fix. That's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.